everyone ready to go?
Yes, boss.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Excellent. So assuming you guys can hear me well, and you're all standing in position, Charms, make sure you move over a bit more so you're next to Jakey.
Oh,
Charms? Dude, he's fucking dead. 1 second. Yes? Just make sure you move over a bit so you're closer to Jakey. Because when you appear, we don't want you, like, out in, like, way back. Okay. So, you guys are gonna go cards up, glow stick, and all of you guys who are disappeared, except for Corona, appear and begin walking. That's the wrong toggle, Charms.
Evening, gentlemen.
You guys can stop there. Perfect. Wizards separate. Begin the ritual.
Thank you.
No, Vic, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
At long last. Wizards, gather the ogres. The ritual is complete.
there's no res.
Return to the hive. And so it begins. Peace through war.
So it would seem.
Yes, sir. If I might say, your ability with theatrics is quite expertise.
I would not be a very good war priest if I was not experienced with a well-made entrance. When you serve a king, he enjoys theatrics like this.
I don't believe I'll ever have that, that right, but I'm honored to be able to be a part of this meeting. Either way.
I have decided to bring Hello here, a newborn of our hive. You need not mind me as merely a spectate, and see how it is we do work between our hive and the people of the bay. Pay close attention, my boy. Now, yes. As far as negotiations go, please begin us off.
Yes, sir. I come to you on this day to not act as if our people have not come to arms many a time. Although it has not been upon this world where these conflicts have occurred, they have happened nonetheless. I will not disrespect them, nor will you and your people to act as if I understand what you've gone through. But in this time, we find ourselves at an odd crossroads. My own people in a dire time of needing of safety and security, and your own welcome to a new world as well, where we could prosper better together rather than against each other, as history has shown many a time. But I don't want to disrespect your own sword logic and the things that you have followed with your own people, but instead, a new branching path through unity. Here on this world, we are separated from the past that we once had to be stricken to, a legacy that no one here even knows of. And maybe for once we could look at that as the better. Rather than finding excuses to hunt each other, stab each other in the back, butcher one another for power, for gain. Instead, we are prosperous on a world where it feels as though every night a new force comes to overtake it. A new force that your own people could easily overtake. And with our assistance as well, we could finally branch prosperity, moving past the mistakes of our ancestors and instead finding new birth, a new tree to follow under, rather than the grounds below that have been enriched with nothing of blood and pain. The Ball cultists are a threat that cannot be dealt with easily. They are a cult built on murder, hatred, and anguish. Easy emotions to manipulate, not just for humans, but for all kinds. I'm sure even your own people have undergone wrath and anger. This side faction, I believe his name was Zalmuk, I think you said his name was?
Precisely.
He is separated through jealousy. Tried to come back using one of his own as a gift, as if he is nothing but an object, but I think even you can respect this is one of your kin and should be treated and respected as such. Anyone can be manipulated by these, and Baal, a god of murder and hatred, is one who will use this against not only myself, but your own people. I believe your people are strong and maybe even infallible in some ways, but if a being like Zalmuk can exist, there could be worse. Which is why together we must squash this threat and the many threats that are to come to a place that your people, at least for now, are calling home. And the only way we can do this is together. Whenever the Baal threat is pushed away, he still won't be vanquished. His kin is looked at to be almost unkillable. But slowly but surely there are factions, people within Zephyra who are finding ways to break his rituals, put him down. I believe this could be expedited by the assistance of your own magics and the things that you know. Not to say that yours isn't strong enough, but together we could pierce spears that could cut through any barrier that these so-called gods seem to form. These ones who do not live and exist for the prosperation of us all, but instead for the agony of us all, something that I believe even Crota would be against, if sword logic does follow the way that I believe that it does. In the meantime, together with the information that we have to gather and the strength and power of your forces, rather than one side waiting over the other, we could find a way together to clear this threat, if not off the board, to a point where you have a fuel source of your own that will always find a way to regrow back in. There will be no putting him down until we decide it together. But I will not argue when this threat is vanquished, or at least put down to a degree, there is still LF. And what we could do is use you all as an instrument and then leave you behind for LF to slaughter away while we attempt to find a new way to stab them in the back. But I don't want that. I want unification in Industrial. I do not want more oppressors stepping on us time and time again. I have watched it. I am sure you have as well. Time and time again, these forces who have built themselves off the backs of others, manipulated them, used them, torn them asunder into instruments, time and time again. That is what they will do. I know they will. I have listened to enough people. I have seen them, and the way that they look and scan your people, they're doing it to find weaknesses. They're doing it to find ways to learn from you, to control you, or to just put you down. I will not have that. If you would offer even a single night to help the people of Industrial, I would ask for the security of your people. So when the ball threat is pushed away and LF decides to step in to overtake it, I don't want to fight your people or use them. I want to fight with. I want to push down their gates standing next to knights, wizards. I want to help protect them on the battlefield with our own shield wardens. I want to fight with them. I want to learn from them. There are things your people know, I guarantee. Someone like me, a Saphira City boy who's known nothing but the streets, would be honored to learn. And I'm sure there are others too. Your people are strong, and I would never try to control your voice or tell you what to do. But I would ask you to look at the past. How many years and centuries our own people have butchered each other? Way before our time. We could put that to an end. And there would be mistakes, there would be issues, but we could deal with them in a way that still walks down that road of prosperity. I learned a little bit about your people. I believe your home world was called Fundament? Is that right?
A bygone era. Yes, it was beautiful in every way before the flood and the worm gods.
Everything that I learned of your people, I found tragedy. I found torment. Any little bit that I could possibly read, research, I saw strife. But I saw a species that would view the gods above and tell them no, that you will live. This is our chance to do that once more, but together. To tear this threat asunder and to do it side by side, and for once, not temporarily, but permanently. That is what I would ask and bring you to the table. Over time, if you find yourself running low on fuel, as I understand the ball threat will eventually start to wane down, we will find new threats to conquer, to slam down, to change this city for once, and maybe even elements of this world. That is what I bring to you. That is what I ask.
I see. You seem very sure of yourself. You give much and more, awfully generously. And I would be lying if I were to say that a deal such as this, a conjoining of our sides in the way that you provide, does not sound appetizing. But I'm curious. The diplomat has spoken. Peacemaker, step forth. What are your thoughts upon this matter?
For many years I have safeguarded my people, and all I want ultimately is there to be peace throughout not just industrial, but all of Zephyr, if possible. The Ball cult are one problem, but more and more issues will arise time and time again as they are. Not just the Ball cult, but corporations that have nefarious purposes, as I'm certain you have witnessed in your time being here. Beating down the downtrodden and feeble, as they would put it. Ultimately, all I want is the guarantee that my people and Zephyr will ultimately be safe from these threats. Now, I do not know much about how the Hive are or how your kind are, but I don't have too many words, unfortunately. Unfortunately, all I want is there to be peace between us, you, and all of Zephyr. If that can be guaranteed.
Allow me to answer your question with a question of my own. My knights, They are no scavengers, but I do ask upon them now and again to patrol the streets, ensure the cult remains where they belong, and that those wretched machines do not touch our property. But now and again I ask of them to keep an eye upon you, see how it is your people have progressed. But when they walk your streets, they tell me there is a sense of fear, of prejudice, perhaps. Would you be able to ensure the great people of your charity would see us as allies when this is said and done? I imagine a great future with this, the Hive, making trade with humanity. I see a knight in his youth. He has yet to experience the horror of war, nor the strength of his resolve when broken and reshaped. Making dealings with a humble merchant of sorts, which resides within your land. It is an interesting future, but one I would not be opposed to seeing, so long as you could guarantee it.
I can do my best. A lot of the folk are superstitious
I gotta go, VRX.
or untrusting at first. I
got you.
rally them together as the best I can. I organize them to the best of my abilities. Even if I am not 100% certain on the guarantees of their trustingness, I will do all that I can to make sure that they do.
You may return to the Hive. Very well. That will suffice. The peacemaker has spoken. But truly, it is a warrior. The splitter of crowns, who understands very well that negotiations such as these would also do well to be bound in contract and promise. Ethan,
Thanks for having me. Take care.
step forth. You have been brought here out of a great deal of respect, boy. When I had first taken command of our hive, I had thought Athena a mere speckle of dust to be blown away by my forces. And yet, I will admit, I was pleasantly surprised when her might, the might of her people, and the skill of which you hold, cut through my men and rooted out our hive. More importantly, you slew Fogoth, my beast. As such, you have gained a notoriety for this. But surely, a man of war, a man of death, a mercenary, a martyr, such as yourself, understands well the value of negotiations like these, and that to bind them in promise and contract would help to seal things once and for all. What might you have in the way of thoughts upon this, warrior?
Well, you said you have a problem, right? You said you have the, whatever his name is, the orange knight. Yeah, him. He's a problem to you guys, right? He's trying to form his own hive on his own, away from all of you out of jealousy, spite, and hatred.
Indeed.
Gone.
He is a defector, a heretic to our hive. He has been exiled, but I have not the forces nor the time to deal with him at present, especially considering the enemy which lies on all of our doorsteps, the cults, and the rising tensions. I fear in time he may become a problem. I am not one to underestimate the growth of an enemy, especially one as scorned as he.
Well, here's my suggestion. We also have a problem with him. He is, well, he's a defector from you. He's not going to be friendly. We would have to set up our own peace talks and negotiations with him, which I'm sure he would have very negative things to say about you, and would want us to go off and kill you and your hive. Well, I had an idea about that. I believe we could form a sort of bond of mutual trust for one another. Sort of scratch our back, we scratch yours. We can set up a sort of, let's call it a bounty board. You have targets for us. We set up a small team of our people, and we go out and we hunt them down for times, of course, when you are unable. Meanwhile, you stay back at base. You help us. You protect both of us. We work alongside each other so that we can push back this ball cult, and so that we can live in peace and harmony, so that a young knight can walk the streets of the floating Bay 09 and trade and live prosperously, not have to live out the horrors and atrocities of war. A sort of way to show our trust in you, and a way to show your trust in us.
Very good. Very good. Humanity again sends its finest to the cause, to build a future together. Touching.
Well, I must say, you are a more impressive individual than Ekthar or Alakul. Much better talker.
The prisoner and the king second, each with their own flaws and strengths. There is a reason I've donned the title War Priest. Regardless, this is not a place to share accolades. Step forth, you three. I believe we have a deal to be struck.
Whoa.
May this shaking of hands bind our people in peace. Where before we did not have allies to slay the worm gods of fundament, to bring down their power, their sickly and twisted magics which cursed us with this everlasting hunger. Now, we give unto one another a future where we may crush the gods again, together.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to speak to you like this, and I hope that it does lead to a future of prosperity. If any problems or complications do occur, do understand that we want to squash them, to deal with them together, rather than against one another. And if we are on the battlefield together, if I could turn down the formalities for a moment, just let loose and let these fuckers know who we are.
We are the industrial district. They will fall by our
Okay, cool. Let's try this.
Excellent fucking work, fellas. Absolutely wonderful.
All right, Vic.
Let's go.
You guys are able to take off if you like.
Oh, oh, my legs. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so much better.
Good?
Vic,
Yeah,
the little
jeez.
street kid.
Mr.
I
Combs.
think we did.
Look at him.
Oh, fuck. No, Jesus, see how fucking huge he is? Holy shit.
I think we did do it.
I love Vic so much.
Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Alright. Whew, anyone else need to go to the bathroom? Just me? Cool. Yeah, I got it. I feel it. Still getting used to dealing with like shit like that. Like you got it. Like you're in the mix. You know what I mean? I'm still working on the quips and stuff. But, still getting used to it. You know what I mean? It's just teleport,
not
giant
quite.
bug things. Like,
Just deep breaths. You did
deep
good.
breath.
Did better than
You got
did
this.
better than what I could explain. That's for sure. We did very
you
good,
guys,
Vic.
we all did different. Not just me. We all did good. We all did our own mix, right? You know what I mean? To be fair, maybe even you saying less was kind of a better thing, right? Because I mean, it shows the more like humanistic nature of just like this is just what we want. You know what I mean? To be fair, everything that I could have just said could have just sounded like absolute bullshit, right? So we got it.
Oh.
We got it.
Hopefully, all continues to go well.
Yeah. Which, just letting you guys know, Cupcake was talking about hearing rumbles in the sewers. Something not good. So,
What kinds of rumbles? More than just the usual ones that are down there?
they wouldn't be telling me about it if it wasn't something different. I don't know what's going on, but we're kind of walking in on a conflict that's going to be, I don't know. All the ones that have happened to Saphira City before have been so outworldly, but this one feels almost human in nature, even with the
Yeah.
bull
Closer to
cultist
home.
things that are happening. So, just if y'all
also
got a
pretty
chance,
invested
you know
in
what I
this
mean,
at this
spend a bit of
point.
time with loved ones and
Like,
stuff
I wanna
like
see
that
where
for a
this
little bit
goes.
before things get too crazy.
It is a really fun story to be running so far with them.
It all started with the hive being driven out of waterfront, digging themselves into industrial, and since then
Going a
they're
couple thousand miles
now they're going for peace and shit like that. So it's really interesting. I love watching these player characters operate.
Interesting
They do
watching
a
the difference between industrial
I do need to buy some
and
more
fucking
Pokeballs.
waterfront. Waterfront's
Yeah.
so
I might
hostile
head to
beyond
the meat
belief.
pack this
While the
weekend.
most
Not
hostile
quite sure yet.
locations filled with like peaceful people, it's so fucking backwards, bro.
It is, but I
Yeah, I've heard
love
fucking-
watching this. I really do. They do like these
I
three
was gonna
and
say-
more and many more past them do a fantastic job. Alright, hold on. And cards are down.
We did it! We
Excellent
did it!
work, gentlemen. Damn!
Hey! 1259. Give me that ice list. Give me the shit.
No, this is turning into Hawk Moon, bitch.
What do you mean it's Hawk? That's an ice Luna. You cannot lie to me.
I said it's turning into Hog Moon.
It's turning into
upsetting. I did not catch the shaking of hands in photo.
Oh,
I wasn't quick enough.
that's okay. I have it
wanna
on stream at
fucking
least.
die.
This is terrible.
I got like a lot of good photos of you guys looking cool though.
I fuck with you for that.
I'll
Thank you.
post them in the server.
Thank you very much.
I'm like half tempted to be annoying and ask you guys to stand up and do the handshake again so I can get a good photo.
You know what? Yeah, hold on. Let's wait, fellas.
Crimson, yeah.
Guys, I'm
Or
being
no,
annoying, I'm being
it's
annoying.
Crimson.
We're doing the handshake again so I can get a photo of it.
No, that's
Yeah, they'd like to get a photo of us doing the handshake if we could.
Yeah.
Ugh. It would look really great for publicity.
Yep. Once
So
you
we
get
were
back in
about
position, you look really
here.
cool.
Here.
Yeah, you were right there.
the door was there.
You were on your knee. I'm gonna be very particular.
You're right.
Line there.
Alright.
One little thing. Don't you
Hum-
have a test model uploaded?
Let's make
for me?
sure.
Or for like testing.
Wait, what about Crimson and
my
Red Death?
little guy.
Not yet.
Oh, he
I
was saying he wanted
was-
Crimson.
Ah, okay.
Here,
You said at some point you would have maybe a video. I thought you had like upload the module
Personally, my
to test
favorite
it, make sure things are good.
cannons is last.
I'll just straight up give it to you when I have it ready. You can, like, we can test it, whatever.
Do you have Discord Nitro? Do you need my email or like Telegram?
Crimson
Uh,
two weapons banned by the Vanguard.
I have Nitro, but I prefer, like, email and shit. Because Discord Nitro will just fuck you.
Jingle,
Discord
jingle.
Nitro just sucks.
Jingle, I want to get my photo.
Stand up. Stand up.
You gotta be stanced up.
We're getting a photo. We're getting a
Get in
photo.
position or
Sorry. Oh, my full body's all fucked.
it's okay.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. There we go.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get a couple. Just stay like that. Just like that. No one move.
Okay, no, I had to stand. I had to stand. I was being covered.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. All right. Hold on. Don't move. All right, peek.
Galaxy, are you purposely flipping me off?
No.
Oh, the whole time you had just your middle finger out.
It's because my right.
Does this count? Does this count?
It's because my right index has such a far way to go to like actually get a bend on the finger.
Oh, fair.
People off.
I think technically
Wait, I
your
can't
pointer
do
finger
one.
would be your middle finger.
No, then you can do that.
I could do that. I could do that one.
I'm pretty sure your pointer finger would be your middle finger.
Back to being a fat
It
bitch,
literally
I guess.
is in the middle of your hand, so.
Thank you, fat bitch. I love you.
You,
Me
fuck you,
pointing at
you, fuck you.
Me pointing at you. Me pointing at you. Me
Yeah.
pointing at you. Me pointing at you.
You pointing at you.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent work, everyone. Good scene. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Oh god,
Yeah.
okay, no, it's respectable.
Bye, Pookie. Thank you so much for your help and your images. You're the best.
For Friday.
I was muted on my
Yes, I'll
stream.
post them in the
No,
server.
you won't.
Mwah.
You fuck.
All right. Off I go.
Oh god, I couldn't gauge how tall you
No.
fuckers were.
I realized something on that.
Well, that is it, ladies and gents. It was just a small little scene that I wanted to have recorded, just for the record of having it, and because I keep getting yelled at for not fucking recording the shit that I do. So I'm I'm recording the shit that I do. All right. But anyway, thank you guys for taking the time to give it a quick watch. That's gonna be all for now, I guess. Bye, everyone.